everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. You've reached Chris Loves Lux, and today we are going to review this baby right here. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. Now, I know you guys are probably like, Chris, really? You bought that palette? Yes, I actually like Dominique Cosmetics products. Her palettes, I do have 3 of them. I thought I had more, but I guess I might. I know I didn't declutter. Maybe I only have these 3, but anyway. And I was intrigued. You know, I was intrigued by the color story. I really wasn't intrigued though. This is an eye and face palette. It is $48, and you know, it's supposed to be a palette that you don't just stick with the eyes. You're supposed to be able to use it for blush, even contour. You'll see when we get into the tutorial that what the color scheme looks like. I didn't attempt to use it as a contour. I'm gonna be quite honest. I stuck with it as an eye palette. I did not use it for blush or anything. I used it as an eye palette, right? I purchased this specifically because I wanted to see if it was as blendable and buildable like the other Dominique Cosmetic mattes are in my other palettes. Are they comparable? For $48 for 15 shades, I felt it wasn't a bad thing. I also wanted to know if it was brown girl friendly when it comes to pigment, right? Is the pigmentation going to match for me, right? If it matches for me, how far down, you know, the spectrum of shades is it going to work for, you know? So, you know, I picked it up. We're going to get into it. I have some thoughts and I'll hold them and we'll let you watch it to the end. Before we get into the tutorial and I show you the palette, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Head over to IG and follow me at ChrisLuvsLux. With all that said, I'm ready to get into it so I can show you how I achieve this eye look, right? And then you can see what's going on with this particular palette. All right, I'll see you at the end. Okay, y'all, so my eyes, my face is itching, I don't know why. My eyes are prepped. We ready to rock. This is the color story. Now this is a face and eye palette, right? So it is an eyeshadow palette with all mattes, 15 mattes, different shades. And it's a nice shade range here. Calling it the transition palette is interesting because honestly, you can use it as a transition or transition shades. You can even use it as blush, which is why I like the fact that it's called the eye and face palette, right? Because I'm looking and I'm like, oh yeah, like these 3 right here could, even this one could be, oh, and that one, nice blush shades. So why not? People of lighter skin tones can even go to that top row and possibly play with some of those. I'm really going to stay away from a lot of that top row right here, with the exception of maybe these 3. These 2 right here that I already put my finger in there by accident. I don't see myself using it, but I am going to go ahead and swatch really quick. Here we have, this one is Honey. Oh, that didn't come out very good, did it? Let's see. That's what it looks like. Let's see if I can get a better swatch. Okay, that's better. That's Honey. This is Toffee. Ooh, Toffee, ashy. She ashy. I'm gonna try to put this on a little better. Let's see. That is Honey. This, you can see it barely. That's Toffee. That's interesting. That's this whole top row. This is Caramel. We're gonna see if it's brown girl friendly, right? That's Caramel. Okay. This is called Natural. Clean my fingers off because doesn't easily come off. This is Frothy. So let's stop. This right here is that whole top row. I mean, that yellow you could probably build up. You can probably build these three up as well. We'll see, because I'm thinking I can definitely use this as a transition shade since it's very close to my skin tone. You know, these two are real ashy though, so I don't see myself pulling for those. Maybe as a lid color for some reason. A corner crease for an all matte look. We're gonna see. All right, let's go down to the next one. Now we're getting deeper. This is Coffee Bean. Wow, look at that. This is Cinnamon. That's like a nice, let me try that again. You guys know I'm terrible with swatching. That's Cinnamon. This is Chai. That's pretty. This is Blushing. Can't see Blushing. Let's try that again. That right there is Blushing. I'm just cleaning my fingers off again, y'all. This is Soft and Sweet. It's like just a regular pink. This is interesting because that's a really nice color. Like these three right here, nice and pigmented. That's not a bad color either. We're gonna see though how they perform on the actual eye. Now we're in the row at the bottom. Look at that. That is Smoky. Smoky is just swatching a little patchy. We're gonna see about that. This is Coal. It's more gray tone. Try that again. This is Ash. Not trying to be funny, that's the real name. A nice gray tone. That's a nice gray. Here is Mocha. It's a nice brown. A little dash of pink, it looks like, in there, mauve. And this one is Hazelnut. So when you look at it, y'all, yes, that top row, I don't know, other than that, maybe that honey, the mustard color here, you know, you could probably do something with this, but some of these right here, I don't know about. And then you have these I can work with. I can work with this as a lid shade, and then I can work with these. So all in all, out of the whole 15 pan palette, it's not bad, I don't think, as far as what the color payoff. Look, y'all, and it's not easy. I'm rubbing really hard with this makeup wipe to get it off. Are they pressed pigments? No. And it has on here, on the mirror, it says keep life simple. I don't want to face the mirror to the camera, but that's what it says, keep life simple. So I'm thinking this is a simple palette. I didn't look up anything about the palette. Bad YouTuber, y'all, sorry. I just saw, I like Dominique Cosmetics formulas. I have a lot of their palettes, so I was interested in this because everybody's always looking for a good transition palette, right? Something that even if I'm not just using it on me, but on other people, I tend to use my Viseart palette if I'm doing makeup for like a photo shoot or something like that, because I have been doing that from time to time for people, you know, mostly my friends. But I use my Viseart. And that's what I first thought about when I saw this. I was like, do I need this? Because I have my Viseart matte palettes, the little 12 pan ones, and I use those more often. But I said, why not? So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in and we are gonna start with that shade that looked like it wasn't really gonna show up. This is a little powdery. I'm getting a little kickback, but let's start with this and let's just see if I get anything on my eye before I go to the next row. I don't know, y'all. I don't think I'm really get much out of this look other than ashy. You can tell it's really looking a little lighter. Let's go down, and we're gonna try this blushing shade, and let's see. Well, blushing is got a little more pink in it. For transition shade, we're gonna see. You can see something's there, but honestly, it's just blending right in with my skin a little bit. You can see it a little bit more when I turn this way, right? All right, so let's go over to Chai. And let's see how Chai works. Now we talking. You can see Chai. Yeah. Chai works. Chai works. That's a nice little shade right there. It's a lot darker in the mirror than it's coming out on camera. Just want to clean this off just a little bit. And I'm going to put Chai, since this is an all matte palette, I'm going to do the same look on both eyes. So you know, we'll see how Chai works by itself, because you know I put other shades on underneath this eye, right? So let's see how Chai works on this eye. It's a little more, yeah, it's slightly different when I have just this one on. That's okay. They blend out really well. You know, I'm not mad at how it blends. You see, I don't have to do much. It just blended right out. I really don't have to do much, right? But what I am going to do is I want to take a dense brush. I'm looking for which one I want to take. I'm going to use my Refer 01, right? I am going to go in with Coffee Beans, this one right here. I'm not going to go down to the bottom ones. How is it coming? That's got pigment, y'all. This has pigment. Look at that. And I'm using this color right here. And you see how it's coming out on top of this color? But I'm thinking it's getting muddy, right? It's okay because I'm smoking it out, but it's actually mixing together and changing the color. It's not keeping its true color when I overlay this. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I was using a different, like if I was mixing two Natasha Denona mattes, the mattes stay true to their color even when they overlay, right? It'll have a slight change, but this is happening because in my mind it's getting muddy. I could be wrong though, but if I'm looking at my mirror, right, and this actually looks black now. It actually looks like I accidentally put my finger in this one, but I didn't. It's actually this color, as you can tell, right? But you see how it looks on my eye? Y'all see that? This is interesting. Okay. You see how that looks on my eye? All right, so let's do something else. I'm going to take my what is this? My G27. I want to put a little something on this eye right here, and I'm going to go in with this color right here, which is soft and sweet, because we're doing an all matte thing going on, right? So just going to pounce that in. And y'all know I don't do all matte looks, right? Y'all know how I am. But there's no shimmer in this palette. I'm not going to go into a different one. We going to get this to work. We going to make this work. I could be versatile. And this is not a bad look, y'all. It's not a bad look. But just note, I'm thinking that it didn't get muddy here, right? I am going to have to pack this on because I just want a little more oomph. Right? It's not terrible, y'all. It's not. You guys just know I'm not used to having all matte looks. That's not bad. I do want to switch it up. I am going to switch it up a little bit on this side. Just a little bit. Because I want to play with the shades down here as well and see if it turns out looking the same way. If I go in with I'm gonna go in with Cold. This gray color here. Oh, that's hella pigmented. No, that's different. That does look different from the other eye. Y'all see that pigment? That is hella pigmented. That's a lot darker than this one. I guess you can see it, that is brown, but in the mirror, it doesn't look brown. It looks like I have a little, it does look gray and a little muddy, but maybe that's just because of what my own technique and not the shadow. This right here though, this is a dark pigmented color. I'm not even dipping back in. Honestly, all I'm doing is blending it and bringing it up a little bit before I put a lid shade on. That is crazy how that looks. Okay, all right. Let's pick a lid shade for this here. For this lid shade, I do want to go light, but I don't know what is going to show up on my skin. So I am going to go with this yellow color. I don't know how this is going to turn out over this pink, but we going to see. Ooh. Okay, y'all. All right. It's showing up. my swatches didn't do this justice. It is showing up, right? And I'm using a synthetic brush. I think this is a blended brush. I think it's both. Ooh, okay. Come Through Honey. That's the name of this shade, right? Honey is coming through, y'all. I'm thinking, and I'm just picking shades and playing with stuff, y'all. I wouldn't have picked this transition shade if I thought I was going to use this as a lid color. But it's working though. It's not bad at all. I can actually bring it up a little bit. Ooh, okay. Y'all, that's not bad. Look at that. It's got pigment to it. It does. Now, not Natasha Denona pigment. Not Mother Pat pigment. But for those that don't want to drop that kind of money, right? I like that. Y'all, I actually like this too. And these are all matte. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's not working with my shirt, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling these eye looks. This is not bad. Okay. And it was simple. You guys saw that I didn't fight too much with anything. Now I will say, and I'm going to stick by this, when I mix this shade in, and remember this is what's on my transition in right here. When you mix them together, it doesn't look like this anymore. When you mix them two together, it gives you a darker, like a dark gray look. That's what it looks like, right? So mixing this shade, which is what I have as a transition, and then when I put this shade over it, how about I pick it up? Actually, it looks better, doesn't it? It was my technique. It's not the palette. It's my technique. That was me, y'all. Okay, I'll own that one. Because you can still see the brown over it. So that was me and how I applied it. So I stand corrected. Okay. So I'll own that one. So the muddiness came from me. Maybe I rubbed it too much and didn't pat. Don't know. Not sure. I'm going to have to play with the palette some more. I will be playing with the palette. I really like this look. I mean, seriously, this look right here, and it was real simple, and it's an all matte look. Come through with the all matte look. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. All right, I've talked enough about this palette already. We passed the 20-minute mark. We way past it. Let me finish the rest of my face. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Here is the final look. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. I like the final look. I had to change my shirt because this one goes much better with this look than the last shirt was clean. It was just clashing with it, right? Let me know your thoughts down though in the comments. All matte, I enjoyed making it. It didn't seem to be patchy or anything. So the transition palette performs well from a blending perspective. However, it's only been about 30-35 minutes since I finished, since I applied it while I was finishing the rest of my face. When I went to go put my mascara on, I noticed, because I was in this mirror, and it's happening slightly again, some separation where on the lid, right? Where the product is actually seeping into my wrinkles, or my fine lines, I should say, right? So I'm not sure, and I use my Hourglass primer. Not sure if I didn't use enough, because normally I don't need a lot. I don't know if I used too much. You know, I don't know. I gotta play with that a little more and see if it continues to happen, right? None of my other mattes in Dominique Cosmetics palettes does that happen to, right? So I don't know if this is a different formula or if it's the same formula. I'm not sure. I will say there was a slight, and I do mean, it's like one shade that you can compare, and that's this one right here, to, and this is the Latte palette, to the Dominique Cosmetic palettes that I have. And I have Latte, I have Berries and Cream, and I have Celestial Storm, right? So these are colorful palettes, so they don't have these warm and cool tone mattes in there, right? However, I pulled this baby out because I wanted to let you guys know, you know, if you have the Safari palette, is it necessary that you get this transition palette? And the answer is no. And I don't mean because the color story is the same, even though you can get a lot of the more similar looks from it, because honestly, using the Safari palette, right, if I use this on the lid right here, it'll be similar. I can go light-handed with this one and as a transition, right, and then use this one in the outer corner. I can even use Thorn in the outer corner. I don't think you need, actually I think this one is still more versatile, right? So I think if you have the Safari, you can get more looks out of it than you can getting the transition palette. But are you willing to pay the Safari money? I don't even know if Safari is still available on her website. But either way, if you have Safari, you don't need transition. Now, I pulled out these. These are all mattes, right? This is not even including my Grand Pro palettes, okay? My Grand Pro 3 has all bright, vivid colors, so I didn't even pull that one out, right? But when I'm looking here, and then I'm looking, this one is heavily loved here, but this one, you look here, right? Then, especially this one, I look here. This is Viseart. You know what I'm saying? If you have these, you don't need this, because even these shades here, if you have this one, you can achieve, right? And you have more, and you have other options in there. So if you have most of these, all of these, you don't need this palette either. And honestly, if you're not into all matte looks, you don't need this palette. But if you struggle with finding transition shades that are brown girl friendly without paying a ton of money, I think all of these will come up on darker skin tones, or even medium to dark skin tones. So will these. This, as you can tell, you can build up and see. On camera, you can see it, and you can definitely see it in person. These, it's a wrap. I put this in the inner corner, and you can't even really see my inner corner like that, right? But this one is on my lid here, so you can build that one up. So you can get use out of this palette. Now, its performance, excuse me, was good, but it's not. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had a little cough in it today. Let me sip some wine. Hold up. Clear my palate. But like I was saying, it's not Natasha Denona, but I didn't expect it to be. It's not Pat, didn't expect it to be. It's not Viseart. But some of us that don't have those palettes, if you're watching and you don't, but you want some mattes, this might be for you. Check in. I'm going to say don't rush to get it. When I filmed my favorites, if it's in it, that meant that I was able to fix this separation that seems to be going on my lid. What's that about? Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm hesitant to say yes, I recommend it, because I don't know why is that happening when I use primer. But we're gonna see what happens when I use it again, probably tomorrow. Okay, so anyway, that's my final thoughts. My final thoughts is to be continued, because I want to say get it, but I want to know why is it lifting or separating and falling into my fine lines. Now, if you don't have any fine lines on your lids, then baby, knock yourself out. But those of us of a certain age have fine lines, right? And I have hooded eyes on top of that. So my eyes crease automatically when I open them. So all of that creasing in the middle, and if it's falling into the creases and separating, that's not for me. So that's all I have for today. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Are you passing on it or not? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Head over to IG, follow me at ChrisLuvsLux. The most important thing is I want everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.